Animation was doing these 5 days of license announcements. This is the 5th day, so it's just finished up. We covered up the first 2 days, including some interesting live-action announcements. And so now we have 3 more days worth. Day 3 was Furikuri. And, yeah, actually some anime, which was nice. So they're basically rescuing Furikuri from the depths of DVD hell. Which it's been a long time. I mean, how many years has it been since Furikuri was licensed?
I don't think it's been that long. I think it's been about 3, maybe 4.
Okay, not too
so
bad.
it's been a while, but it's not. What I didn't realize was how much the DVDs are actually worth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, they made like 5 of them, so.
Well, no, but I mean, I bought the 3 singles.
Yeah.
Back, like probably 4 years. I didn't realize they're worth like $50 a pop, and the last gasp release set was from 2 or 3 years ago is worth like $270 on Amazon. It's like, oh, okay, this is.
Well, that's what I mean. Is like they only pressed a surprisingly small run of that show. I mean, I remember when it came out and folks were like, I went out and 3 weeks after it came out, it's like not in Best Buy anymore. It's like it all got sold out, relatively quickly. I don't know why that was. So anyway, that was Wednesday, and folks were like, okay, cool, Furikuri. By the way, no word yet. Last I heard as to whether they had gotten the English dub. They said
they do.
They do. Okay. So
they do have the Cinch Point dub, and there's going to be a Blu-ray release, which.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about that. So we.
Of course, it doesn't matter because the source material is probably not of that high quality because this thing bombed in Japan.
Yeah, this thing, all cell animation. I mean, anyway, well, whatever. So day 4, some rather surprising things. Jushin and Buhiro Tales. Yes, everyone. What? Which is this apparently this sort of history's strongest disciple Kenichi style show. Very shonen. Mysterious man steals legendary sword. Young man journey recover 2 friends. Yeah, we've seen this before. And the second one is called Master of Martial Hearts. You know everything you need to know by hearing that title.
It sounds just as bad as the synopsis is.
And I'll put up an image. You can see all the girls involved, and again, that will tell you all you need to know. But like we were talking before we came on here, I think they're cheap shows. They'll make some cash. I think it's standard sort of backlog stuff. Today, day 5. Hetalia access powers. Ow! I can hear the screaming from here. Thank you, fangirls. Man. So they licensed Hetalia. Now, did they say if they were licensing both seasons or what?
Maybe that's been. I don't know.
Okay. And the other thing was the Sacred Blacksmith, which was actually was to me the big interesting thing of this whole announcement thing. Is Sacred Blacksmith even done broadcasting in Japan yet?
Well, the first season is anyway, which I assume all they mean is, or wait, because I believe there were plans for a second season of this, but yeah, which was something that somebody mentioned.
Okay, but still, I mean, that was just from this past season in Japan.
Yeah,
that's darned quick. I'm quite surprised, and I before anyone asks, well, why didn't they license XYZ? Because this was cheap. It's one of those things where I think this is one of those the simpler things. But yeah, so Hetalia and Sacred Blacksmith, kind of an interesting combination.
I'm starting to think that these are part of some deal. Like, if you wanted Hetalia, you had to buy, and I know that's happened in the past where they've had to license things to get to other things, because the Japanese are such great business people. I mean, scam artists. I mean, yeah, I don't know exactly why they would be together. I don't think these are owned by the same groups or anything, but yeah, Hetalia will sell big. Unfortunately, I don't know. Blacksmith will probably make the money back, or close to it, but it's ultimately, and I know why everyone is so angry about it now. Manglobe, which did the animation work for Blacksmith. Well, they've been rolling strikes the past couple shows that they've been involved with. Samurai Champloo, Rosemaiden Traumend, Ergo Proxy, Michiko to Hatchin. Those are some pretty high-profile shows, just tiny bit.
Yeah.
So then when you put out something totally generic and, quite frankly, when the first thing that pops out of your character or the protagonist is their breasts, you should probably go back to the drawing board for character design. But regardless of that, it's not a terrible show or anything. It's just sort of, coming out of the same group, it's just sort of annoying, really.
Yeah, but quite a disappointment there for a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, it's and to be fair, I mean, the fact that all of these things happen to be started on the same day doesn't mean that they were all part of the same. I mean, it could be they needed, something else to get this one. They needed Kamui. I don't know. So this is just how they decided to announce everything. It is kind of odd that they waited. If it were me, I would have announced Sacred Blacksmith on, say, Tuesday. With all the other, oddball live action stuff. But I don't. It's just me.
Funimation likes weird stuff, so
that's very true, and you find more power to them.
But I mean, like almost doing weird things sometimes, where it's just that doesn't actually make sense. Okay, fine, whatever.
And they do like playing with their fans, I will admit.
Yeah. Thanks for no Toradora. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be in Section 23 release. You know that.
That would be really angering if they didn't that's the funny part. I don't know if we've talked about this, and this is sort of going into another topic, but when we were at Otakon and Lance was behind us, he was talking to somebody about the Toradora license, and he was like, yeah, no, we don't have it yet. And so that makes me think that they do. I mean, some of the word in the forum is that, or at least in ANN's forum, is that they're going to be announcing more licenses possibly next week. And just there are more licenses to come regularly rather than like you're going to wait until the cons in some. So we could see Toradora later if they do another thing. But I ultimately think this whole thing was a bit of a disappointment. I mean, to be frank, I'm more interested in the live action content, to be honest.
Yeah. And part of it too is Hetalia is sort of a, I mean, you really think no one was going to license Hetalia? I mean, at some point that was going to come over here. I mean, let's be honest. It's like, will Gundam 00 ever come over here?
Let's think about it.
Yeah, it's someday. So the fact that they brought that over, and no big shock. And Furikuri, cool, but again, it's Furikuri. And I'll be interested to see how well that sells. I mean, I get the feeling that Furikuri is the kind of show that when it came out, everyone went nuts and everyone went out and bought it. I don't know that there's that huge of an audience today of folks who are clamoring for another copy of Furikuri. The Blu-ray I can see selling well. DVD, I don't know.
Depends on how cheap it is. It was never cheap to begin with. You're paying, $22 per disc, 2 episodes per disc. There were 3 discs, reversible covers, and like a few extras, but not much. Yeah. I think that's what they're banking on. I can see a number of people going out and purchasing it. I mean, it was on Japanator's. It was Japanator's #1 of the decade, which really don't trust that list. But I'm sorry, Naruto beat out Bakudo. You're idiots. I'm sorry. Just gonna get that out there. But just I'd like to think that it'll sell well. And if you say they really did print that few. I mean, I found it online for a while, but they were mostly on off the beaten track websites, and this was like 4 or 5 years ago, so it's been a while. And certainly, well, it's also one of those things where I feel like everybody who wanted to see it just sort of downloaded it, so
right.
I don't know if they're actually, we'll see.